good again tonight? Mm-hmm. I'll keep an eye out for you.
We have just a couple minutes delay. We're having technical problems. Good evening and welcome to our council meeting of the 8th of December. We have a full council. Our pledge will be offered by Councilman um, Lopez, and our invocation will be by Councilwoman Dusty Brantner. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. As we gather to carry out the work of our city, let us pause to acknowledge the responsibility we share. May we be reminded that leadership is not only a role, but a service, one that calls us to listen with empathy, speak with honesty, and act with fairness. Let our efforts tonight be thoughtful and productive, grounded in mutual respect and a sincere desire to improve the lives of those we serve. May we be present, purposeful, and united in our mission to build a stronger, more vibrant community for all. With that spirit, let us begin this evening's meeting. Amen.
Do we have any comments from citizens on agenda items?
Yes, Mayor, we have one comment for agenda item. We have Brenda Barton, and she's wanting to discuss item 10.1 of ordinance 026001. If you can please come up to the front, Ms. Barton, to the podium. If you can please state your first and last name for the record and your address, please.
Yes, my name is Brenda Barton. I live at 1359 South 6th Avenue, Safford. Born in Safford, too. Thank you, Mayor and Council, for allowing me to present a little bit of information regarding this ordinance. I would like to comment about the changes that you're going to be making. I read through the strikeout portion and then the additional portions, and it appears to me that some of the things that you have already done are not necessarily in this text. You asked that the city manager's employment contract is the only place that these things will be decided or included. And it doesn't give the citizens, the taxpayers, much information about how you're addressing the leadership of the city and how this individual will work within the community and to keep our community cohesion working and functioning well. It's a confidential contract and it's not open to the public. Although I think you should consider allowing at least the financial portions to be made public so that the public, you know, the taxpayers that keep us all moving about here, it ensures that they're getting value. They're getting a value for their community, and that it would allow that the community would work together between the cities and the counties and various organizations and nonprofits and different groups that rely on the city of Safford and the town of Thatcher and Pima this is a community that is been around here a long time, and we have worked together very well. And uh, I think that the council needs to do some further research, and the council in regarding this matter. And I think that you should table this ordinance until you have done additional study and research. There is more that you probably need to understand about these kinds of contracts, city manager contracts, and that sort of things. We need to ensure that really the citizens are getting the value that they believe that they need and they want and they desire, and that the city manager work well with the other cities and counties within our little community. Communities are important, and we need to make sure that they function together. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Those are all the comments for agenda items. The next ones would be non-agenda item. Are we ready to move on? So the first one will be Justin Mack. If you can please approach the podium, state your first and last name, and you'll have, and your address, and you'll have 3 minutes.
My name's Justin Mack, for those of you that don't know me. I live at 620 East 1350 South in Pima. I've been a resident of the Gila Valley my whole entire life, born and raised. And let me get where I'm supposed to be at here. For those of you that don't know me, I own and operate Max Auto Parts, which is Napa Auto Parts, here out of the Gila Valley. I own and operate 9 other stores across Arizona, New Mexico, and my family's been doing business here for over 50 years. I'm here tonight to talk about the city council, the city manager. We need changes. We've got to get something straightened out. And I want to tell you guys a story that I ran into about 2 months ago. Because not only do I own Napa, I also own a construction company, a development company. I'm in the process of building a new store in Snowflake, Arizona, where I currently operate a store, but I'm building a new facility. And I'm building some commercial real estate. We're building some condos and some apartment complexes. I walked into this meeting a couple months ago. I sit down with the town manager from Snowflake and the town manager from Taylor. First thing that comes out of their mouth is, man, what's going on with the city of Safford? What's going on with the division between the city of Safford, the town of Thatcher, the county, all the government agencies there? And to be quite honest with you folks, it was embarrassing. As a business owner, I didn't even know what to say. I'm like, I don't know. To be honest with you, it don't concern me. I'm like, but it was embarrassing. You know, all they want, they had all these questions about everything that's going on here that is embarrassing. And so I, really didn't feed into the gossip because, quite honest, I don't know a whole lot about it. I run my business and do what I do, and I don't get involved in it. But my problem is for the last 20 years or so, we keep bringing in out-of-town city managers. And I apologize, but the way I look at it is we need a city manager that is from our community. We need a city manager that has a vested interest in our community. A city manager who is born and raised here, who their family's from here, who, quite frankly, cares about our city. It's what it takes. I just opened a brand new store in Gallup, New Mexico, about October 13th. I've been living there day in and day out for 2 months prior before I opened it, and to this day. I drove back today for this meeting because when I open a new store, that's what it takes. It takes me being there with my foot on the ground, knowing what's going on, getting to know the people in the community, and running my business because ain't nobody else going to do it for me, And the other thing I came here to
Mr. Mack,
talk
sorry
about.
to interrupt. Your 3 minutes are up.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
it was on the
sounds-
screen here, so thank you for your comment.
All right. Good luck, folks.
Mayor, next we have Mary Bingham. Ms. Bingham, if you can please approach the podium, state your first and last name and your address, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Mary Bingham, 2006 West 18th Street here in Safford. And I agree 100% with Justin. We have a city manager as well as a planning and zoning director who make things so hard. New businesses are going elsewhere and old businesses are starting to leave. That's one thing Justin didn't get to, is he's one of the businesses that's thinking about leaving. Home builders as well as new subdivisions are also affected. Everyone needs to understand, as our tax revenue base shrinks, the monies needed to fund our permanent holdings and infrastructure won't decrease. So in order for the city to continue its unchecked spending spree, someone has to cover that lost tax revenue. And take a wild guess who that's going to be. It's going to be us, the citizens of the city of Safford. And it will come in the form of taxes being raised and increased utility rates. The city's budget comes to the council from the city manager and finance director for approval, and it comes as a generalized budget, not an itemized budget, meaning monies are dumped into each department, the council approves the budget, and then let the spending begin with absolutely no oversight. That's how we got the ID card fiasco the council knew nothing about. I have never heard of any entity that does a budget that way. It gives too much leeway for fraud and abuse. Our manager has divided our communities in a way that is disgusting, and hopefully our relationships with all of those entities have not been damaged beyond repair. We need to clean house, starting but not limited to our city manager and the following department heads: planning and zoning, our finance director, who, by the way, doesn't live here either, he just rents, and our HR director. And shame on any of you council members who, through your voting history, has allowed all of this mismanagement to take place. Where's my clock? This is one little excerpt from a letter that all the city council members got. This all being said, I have never seen the city in more turmoil than I see it right now. I have never seen city employees openly offer their opinions about the manager like I am now. I work with several departments and department heads. Some employees have now moved on, and others are currently looking for employment elsewhere because of the relationship with the city manager. These employees will not speak out for themselves because they're afraid to lose the employment that some have had for years. In meetings over and over, I hear staff complain about the narcissistic treatment that is passed down from the city manager. It stays in the meetings, and it's kind of an unwritten code that it doesn't leave the meetings. In over 35 years, I have never seen this before. Just my opinion.
Thank you, Ms. Bingham. Mayor, next we have Ms. Brenda Barton again. If you could please approach the podium, state your first and last name. It looks like she will be discussing the Safford landfill resident ID cards.
Again, thank you, Mr. Mayor and council. I appreciate the opportunity. I received this in my mail today. It is the announcement, I guess, in my utility bill for Safford, City of Safford landfill residency ID cards are now available. You're acting like I want these. You know, this is a new sale going on, and we've got a clearance. You got to come get these right now. I think this residency ID card is a deception for other things that can come along in the future. You need to open your eyes, you need to open your ears, and close your wallet, because this is not a good thing for Safford or anywhere else. You shouldn't have to have an ID card to go to the park, to go to the library, to go to the landfill, whatever services that you as a citizen already should be able to access. You shouldn't have to have another ID card. Your driver's license has your address. My utility bill has my address. And you know what? It shows everything that the utility provides for me, water, gas, sewer, which, you know what? That sewer bill went up almost 3 times the amount of my water bill. That must have been the increase in the utilities they were talking about. 3 times above my water bill. So there wasn't that much water going down the sewer. I don't get it. So you know what? I think that this ID needs to be revoked. It needs to be eliminated, and you need to get your money back for the machinery that you have purchased, and you need to do it right now, right away, immediately. You should not go forward on this. You should never have gone forward on this, and you have done a big disservice to the citizens in Safford. I think you're trying to accelerate an additional amount of money to the city treasury, but this is not going to get it. It's not going to cost just $20,000 for a machine. It's going to cost a whole lot more than that by the time you get the cards and the replacement cards and an employee that has to research everything and an employee that has to prepare the cards and file the cards and maintain the card. It's not as easy as just buying a machine and making everybody come into the city hall and give you a photograph. We need to make sure citizens on Safford and this community work together. We have agreements with the county. We have agreements with Thatcher. We need to make sure that they stay in good order and with good attitude. We need to make sure that the community remains cohesive and the environment where we live is enjoyable. And we don't have to hear any of the comments outside our city. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Barton. Our last comment is Nathaniel Mueller. You please approach the podium, state your first and last name, your address, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Yeah, my name is Nathaniel Mueller. I live at 948 East Airport Road. I've lived here my whole life, 32 years. And I'm just speaking about the ID cards. It's a principle. It's a principle. One of the requests for the ID cards, it says that you need to know how many dependents live in my house. Like, why do you need to know? Why does the landfill need to know how many people live in my house? Why does the library need to know how many people live in my house? And like my grandmother said, we all have a utility bill. We show it. We all have a license. It has my picture on it. And the fact that the city manager said, we owe it to the people of Safford to create a new ID system. I didn't ask for that. Did anybody ask for that? Did they take a vote and say, hey, we want a new ID system? No, nobody did. And I commend the one man that voted against it. And so I think that whatever's going on, I agree with the guy. I don't know if he left or where he went. I agree. Things are messed up. Things are messed up. And some of you have been on this council for a long time. I've seen some of you here. This is my first time here, but I know you've been here. And I think people need to change. We need to change. Like I said, I grew up here for my whole life. And I'm not saying anybody's a bad guy, but I don't think people are making decisions with our interests in mind. I don't want to have an ID card. Like, what's next? A yellow badge on my arm to go down Main Street? Seriously. Like, what's next? And I think that either you're knowingly doing what you're doing because you have an agenda, or you don't know what you're doing. And then both are scary. Either you know what you're doing and you're doing it anyways, or you don't know what you're doing. So the fact that this machine was bought before anybody voted, that's sketchy. It's sketchy. $20,000, like, I'm hurting for money. You want to just hand out $20,000, I'll take it. But you're just throwing it around for nothing. And you bought a machine, you bought the cards, you bought some cards. You need to buy enough cards for everybody. So you still got to buy more cards. And then you're going to buy replacements. And then what? And I just think that there's some shenanigans going on. I don't appreciate it. Obviously, I'm so upset I came here. And I plan on I'm going to keep coming here because I want to know what's going on. I'm going to tell my friends to keep coming here. And we'll see what happens. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mueller. Mayor, that's all the comments.
We'll move on to item number 7. It's a presentation from the Arizona Hispanic Heritage Corporation.
Mayor, Mayor Ortega, Vice Mayor Lopez, members of the council. My name is Bob Rivera. I live in Thatcher, 3792 West Pay Street. And this is by Vice Chairman.
Ed Lopez, 615 South First Avenue, Safford.
I'm the chairman of the Eastern Arizona Hispanic Heritage Corporation. We're here just to say thank you for your contribution to the scholarship funds that we try to create during the year. And just want to let you know that we are very appreciative. We humbly thank you. And this year's recipient, her name is Madeline Kandari. She's an EA student, and she got a full ride on behalf of the city of Safford. We thank you so much. So that's all I gotta say. It's a good thing.
Thank you, Bob. And number 2, Graham County Drug Coalition.
Good evening, Mayor Ortega, Vice Mayor Lopez, and members of the council. My name is Kathy Grimes. I am the Graham County Substance Abuse Coalition Director. I actually live in Pima at 10690 West Cottonwood Wash, but I oversee the sober living homes at 640 West First Street in Safford. Tonight, I'm here to thank you for providing time on your very busy schedule for me, but the reason I'm here tonight also is to thank you for the funds that were awarded to the coalition from the opioid settlement dollars, and to provide you with information on some of the projects we have been able to provide to the residents of Safford to address the opioid crisis. Opioid Awareness Day is August 31st. As a coalition, we were able to provide resources, including Narcan, along with information throughout Safford. During this time, all of the schools throughout Graham County allowed us to set up a table and provide information and resources at local home football games. Other projects we have provided include last September, we partnered with coalitions from Greenlee, Gila, Cochise, Santa Cruz, and Pima counties for our annual youth symposium. During this event, we were able to provide information on the risk of opioid use to over 140 youth. The youth from Graham County are members of the youth subcommittee and were the facilitators for this breakout session. Additionally, we are grateful to partner with the Safford Police Department. We recently were allowed to place a small cabinet with naloxone at the department for any community member over 18 years of age to add to their first aid kit. Additionally, Chief Avila has allowed us to place the prescription drug take-back box back in the lobby for the community members to dispose of medications they no longer need. Currently, Chief Avila is in the process of preparing a new policy to determine what can be disposed of, because they worry about needles and things like that. I have also had the opportunity to partner with Officer Sherry Hill to present to students at Safford schools on the risk of opioids and other substances. Lastly, through our reentry, recovery, mentoring, and Recovery Angels Transport program, firsthand we see and hear the negative effects fentanyl has had and continues to have on our community. The funding you have provided has been and continues to be instrumental in efforts to combat this issue. We anticipate we have reached an estimate of approximately 2,500 individuals due to the funding, and we're not done yet. We've only just started. In closing, I would like to present a short video that I hope will provide all in attendance additional information on what our community has faced and continues to face. Thank you.
What is inside this vial could kill you almost instantly. In fact, this much would kill.
video too. Yeah, it was working before we came, huh? This is a video that we often show in the schools. We show it to the youth. It has a lot of really good information in a short period of time.
If we split it. It's odorless, tasteless, and it's currently being disguised as nearly any drug you can buy off the street. This is fentanyl. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that is 100 times stronger than morphine and about 50 times the strength of heroin. Fentanyl has sedative effects and will rapidly slow down a person's breathing. Just a milligram too much of fentanyl can result in hypoxia, a decrease of oxygen to the brain, and can quickly lead to death. Sounds more like a poison than a drug. If you were to ingest fentanyl and live, your body would begin having withdrawals within a few hours. Fentanyl is one of the most addictive substances known to man. It is also rather cheap to produce considering its potency, which is why it is being used in all types of illicit drugs. Pills, cocaine, methamphetamine, MDMA, even some instances of marijuana. Illegal drugs have been forever changed because of fentanyl. The most notable are the fake prescription pills. In 2021, the DEA alone seized over 20 million fake prescription pills made of fentanyl. These pills, designed to look exactly like prescription drugs such as oxycodone, Percocet, Xanax, Adderall, and more, contain nothing but fentanyl and a colored binder and are pressed to look just like the pills you would get from a pharmacy. The difference, though, is a matter of life or death. The DEA has reported over 42% of pills tested for fentanyl contain a potentially lethal dose. So maybe it's not the first pill someone takes, but one shortly after. Over the past few years, there has been enough fentanyl seized to kill every person in the United States. Fentanyl is being found everywhere in almost every drug, but you won't know it's there until it's too late. Your decision to not try a drug is one of the most important decisions that you can make. Over time, pop culture seems to glorify drugs more and more. Drugs have been promoted as solutions to mental health struggles like depression and anxiety. Trying drugs has been normalized as something that is just part of going through life. In reality, it is something that will take your life from you. With fentanyl's increasing prevalence in nearly all drugs today, promoting drug use is one of the most dangerous messages an influential person can communicate, especially to young people. The glamorous lifestyle associated with drug use is a facade. Many famous people suffer brutal addictions behind the scenes, and fentanyl is exposing that truth. More and more great artists, athletes, and talents are falling to fentanyl. With them are many others who fell for the lie that using illicit drugs can solve any pain or problem in your life. It is a lie you must be smart enough to see through. Fentanyl is a death trap that very few escape once they enter into it. Do not be deceived. Fentanyl has turned drug dealers into death dealers, and today's easy access to drugs means that a dealer could be anybody. Most illicit drug sales today happen online and over social media. Many of the drug death stories I've encountered are of teens and young adults who bought a pill or a bit of cocaine and had it delivered to their family's house. A lot of times it was from somebody that they knew. Let's make this clear. It does not matter how well you think you know someone. It does not matter if they tell you the drug that they have is really what they say it is. You both do not know if fentanyl is in that drug until it is too late. Just because you've seen a friend try a drug, or even if you've tried something before, does not mean it's going to be safe. These drugs are not coming from a pharmacy or a lab with quality control. These drugs are being blended together by random people who do not care about you and bagged up for a quick profit. What seems like a safe dose could contain enough fentanyl to kill multiple people simply because of how carelessly these drugs are made. Again, you won't know until it's too late. Fentanyl is now the leading cause of death for young people in the United States. Some are looking for relief, some for a good time, many are just curious and make a stupid mistake. Had they known fentanyl was in the drugs they took, they never would have done it. But they can't take that choice back now. You, though, have a choice to make for your life. You may struggle sometimes and feel like you need help. You may get curious or tempted to try a drug. Remember that feelings are temporary, but some decisions can last forever. You always have the opportunity to choose something greater, something that will give you life and not death. I encourage you today to realize how precious your life is, and that one choice is all it takes to throw it away. Please do not do it. Remember that you have a purpose. You have gifts and passions that are unique to you. You were made to have a future. You can live an amazing life without ever touching a drug. Just keep going after the things you know are right, things that are good for you. You'll be an example for your friends, and you can encourage them too. If you're a young person and learned something from this video today, I want you to share it with your friends because this information is saving lives right now. You could be the friend that saves someone's life by keeping them from making a big mistake. Please share it. If you're a parent or guardian and you want to learn more about how you can educate and protect your children from fentanyl poisoning, then I need you to head over to naturalhigh.org/fentanyl right now and sign up with your email to receive the free fentanyl toolkit. Natural High will keep you updated with information and resources you can share with your children. My name is Dominic Tierno. My natural highs are faith and filmmaking. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for your time. Are there any questions for me? If you ever have any questions or would like a presentation for your church, for your group, for your family, contact us. We'd be happy to come anytime. Thank you for your time. Have a great
A
night.
very good film clip. Thank you. And we'll move on to number 3, 2025 Graham County Chamber Annual Report.
Mayor Ortega, Vice Mayor Lopez, City Council, thank you so much for this opportunity to give our annual report. B is gonna run my slides for me because she's awesome. And then Mo's gonna run our video for us a little later. You guys have a good crew helping us out tonight.
Give me 1 second. I have the other PowerPoint pulled up. One moment.
Thanks.
Did you want me to start with your letter?
Start with the slides.
And since I only have a PDF of it, I'll just be swiping on my agenda.
Perfect. All right, thanks, B. My name is Vance Bryce. I'm the Executive Director at the Graham County Chamber of Commerce. With us today, we have our President of our board, Tori Cranford. We have our Marketing Chair, Royce Hunt. We have Membership Director, Kay Ekval. She's got a phone in my face. Kay Ekval here. And I'm just going to search the room real quick, make sure I'm not missing anyone. David Bell is on our tourism committee. And Reed Richens is over there in the back. He's our treasurer. Okay, making sure I'm not missing any. Oh, we've got our leadership vice chair back there, Jennifer Stauffer from 1AZ Credit Union. Thanks for being here, Jen. And Eric Bejarano is on our leadership committee as well. So we got a lot of support here. Make me less nervous. That's good. All right. So in your agenda packet, we have a letter from the board of directors at the chamber thanking you for your support of the chamber and for the contract we have, which has been tremendous at stabilizing what we have going on over there. We have the slides for the presentation, and then we also have the agreement that began in 2023 and ends in 2028. So you can read through that agreement whenever you'd like. Next slide, please. So last year's presentation, we included a lot of numbers. We put a value on everything, and we just had a ton of numbers. I'm going to do less of that this time, and I really wanted to emphasize the hard dollar amount. You give us $160,000 a year in cash. There's some other things you do for us too, and we'll mention those. But in cash, $160,000 a year, distributed monthly, and I wanted to tell you where it's going and what it's doing. All right, let's do the next slide. So the agenda I have for tonight is to first review what the chamber is, second, what we do for the city of Safford, and third, why the city should continue investing in the chamber. Next slide. The mission of the Graham County Chamber of Commerce is to advance the quality of life for everyone in the Gila Valley through membership, leadership, and tourism. We're a 501c6 organization, which is a business association type organization. We have business members who advocate for pro-local businesses and Gila Valley-owned businesses. We use the 3 pillars, membership, leadership, and tourism to guide our work. Tonight, I'm going to put a face on those 3 pillars. Next slide, please. For membership, if you look in the picture, that's Jenna Hoisington from Sun Pumps and our membership director, Kay Ekval. Jenna, Garrett, Tiffany, and Tate Hoisington acquired Sun Pumps this year. And when they wanted to get involved in the community, they're already pillars in the community. When they really wanted to get in touch with how to give back to the community, they worked with us to do it. They got involved with Safford Spring Festival to be the Safford Spring Festival presented by Sun Pumps. And Jenna jumped on our nonprofit roundtable, which we have every month. And she also jumped on our board of directors. So when they moved on from their last business and they wanted to stay in Safford and they acquired Sun Pumps, they contacted us to get ready because we are a known quantity on how to get better involved in the community. She's been great also for the chamber. It's been a great relationship. When you join the chamber, you're stepping into a community that knows you, welcomes you, and stands with you. Membership means belonging to a circle of neighbors who celebrate your wins, show up when things get tough, and work together to advance the quality of life for everyone in the Gila Valley. Here you're supported, connected, and part of something bigger than your business. Our annual chamber membership dues are $360. Home-based, nonprofit, individual, and business startups can receive discounts on their memberships. Chamber members' dues support all of our community-wide efforts. So when they pay their dues, they involve themselves in what we're doing. Business owners in Safford can easily make an impact on the community through memberships and sponsorships. All right, next slide. Tori Cranford is the current Chamber Board President, and she is the EAC SBDC Facilitator for Dream Builder. She was a membership of Leadership Cohort 16, and I've been able to serve with her over the past 6 years. She's coming off the board at the end of the month, and I asked her to tell us to put a face on the leadership program. She went through the leadership program. So Tori's going to share what the leadership program did for her.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So it's an honor to share a few words about my experience as a member of Gila Valley Leadership Cohort 16. They're currently on Cohort 20, I believe. When I entered the program, I was a small business owner and serving on the board of directors for the Graham County Chamber of Commerce. And I thought I understood my role in the community, how I contributed, where I fit, what leadership looked like. But Gila Valley Leadership opened my eyes in ways I never really expected. One of the most valuable parts of this program was gaining a deeper understanding of how our communities work, both together and independently. Each session revealed another layer of what makes the Gila Valley function: government, education, industry, nonprofits, and most importantly, the people whose passion and efforts keep everything moving. It was the first time that I feel like I saw a full picture of this community. Through that experience, leadership has helped me find my value, not just as a small business owner, but as an active member of our community. I learned that an individual voice can matter. Individual voices have tremendous impact. You don't need a certain title or a specific position to influence change. You simply need the willingness to speak up, get involved, and use your strengths to make a difference. As a business owner, I began seeing new ways to support others, entrepreneurs, families, and the broader community that supports us all. Gila Valley Leadership gave me the confidence and the clarity to recognize how my contributions could go further and help strengthen the place we all call home. And honestly, I credit my participation in this program as a launch into an entirely different career, one that allows me to serve the business community and our region in more meaningful ways than just baking cakes. It pushed me to think bigger, connect deeper, and embrace the idea that true leadership is service. What I gained from Gila Valley Leadership wasn't just knowledge, it was a purpose, and it was understanding that every one of us here has a role to play, that our voices carry weight, and that when we work together, we can shape the future of our community. So there's a few people in this room that were a part of Cohort 16. They are a big part of my journey. And to anyone considering the program, do it. It will change the way you see everything in our community and the way we impact it. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Tori. Like I said, I've been able to be alongside Tori for the last 6 years as she served on the chamber board. And I remember a conversation we had where she said, "Who am I? I'm a home-based business. Nobody cares what I think." And this was down in Phoenix. And I was like, "Tori, everyone in Phoenix is a lobbyist or an elected official. You're actually very cool down here because there's not a ton of small business owners that get down there." And they really did. Whenever she talked about her business, their ears perked up. They got excited to speak to her, especially the ones that represent us. And so I've seen her come. She was awesome already, but she's also come a long way in 6 years, and so have I. So it's been fun to share that journey. So Gila Valley Leadership is a 10-month professional development program. There are 9 local training days and then a 3-day trip to Phoenix at the Arizona State Capitol. Participants join as individuals into an annual cohort. And this year, from the city of Safford, Cade Bryce from the IT department is taking part in Gila Valley Leadership. And we are 4th cousins that barely know each other, so it's not nepotism. All right, let's move on to tourism. Okay, so this in the picture, that's Linda and Larry Bennett on the left. And then in the safety jacket, that's Karen Fox. Karen Fox is the owner of Layton House Bed and Breakfast. That's a picture after all 3 of them got done volunteering for the day. It was a rainy day, so we were drying out all the tents for that event. Karen is who I wanted to talk about with tourism. Again, she owns Layton House Bed and Breakfast. She's partnered with us to house several different people. She's housed members, participants for the Rural Policy Forum, visiting professionals. She's assisting with the Arizona Department of Transportation listening tour that's going to happen in January, so she's helping accommodate them. She helped the ombudsman from the Arizona Corporation, the Commerce Authority, thank you, Tori, come and stay. And the director of the Southern Arizona Sports, Tourism, and Film Authority. She makes it possible for those people who have a government per diem to stay in our county because, as we know, the prices of a hotel room right now are really expensive. And we're getting some new hotels, and that's great news. It's a good problem to have. We coordinate with the Arizona Office of Tourism for grants in tourism. We're working with Graham Economic Partnership this next year in a big way. For about 6 months, we shopped, and is Danny Smith's dogged determination to find a solution that was better than the one we were going to have. So I have to give the credit to Danny. But we're going to have a 400-page website. There's going to be data involved in what we're doing so we can measure whether it's successful or not. And I'll talk about that more on our plans for 2026. But we meet with hotel, retail, restaurant, and the land management partners in the area to hear about the tour operations that are going on. We amplify the Gila Valley brand and connect the community with the Arizona Office of Tourism Resources. So the Arizona Office of Tourism started a new office. It's a social media office, and they're coming out next year to just take a ton of pictures that are going to be available to anyone who needs them to market this area. All right, next slide. What we do for the city of Safford. Now that I've reviewed who we are, I want to dig in what we do for the city of Safford. The contract we have in place is in your agenda packet. We are happy with the contract, and both sides are fulfilling their obligations. The city and the chamber have a contract for services where the city pays the chamber $160,000 per year. In hard dollar numbers, $160,000 is equivalent to the cost of operation of the Visitor and Community Center and planning the Safford Spring Festival and the Salsa Fest. Anything the Chamber does beyond that is funding that we have found from other sources. Next slide. Initiatives beyond $160,000 include staffing the Chamber, where we look forward to someday providing health benefits to the staff, coordinating volunteer labor for 2 award-winning events. We get volunteers from all over the community, including the American Legion, the American Legion Auxiliary, Chamber staff, friends, and family. Thank you, guys. Chamber board members, DRG Technologies, Eastern Arizona College, Graham County Search and Rescue, Gila Cheer, Lions Club, Matheson Music Foundation, 1AZ Credit Union, Safford Rotary Club, Sunshine and Whiskey Entertainment Services, United Rentals, United Way of Graham and Greenlee Counties, and the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Our conservative estimate for just those 2 events is that over 3,700 hours are donated. The IRS value of the IRS value of a volunteer is $130,000 in volunteer hours. So that's a soft number. The 160 I was talking about earlier is the costs of doing things. $130,000 of donated labor happens for just those 2 events. We leverage the foundation of your $160,000 to recruit all those people to help. When they see that the city is backing something, they want to be part of it too. So this amount is before adding in the ice donated from Ice King, the equipment donated from United Rentals, and all the many things that our awesome small businesses do for community events. The Chamber builds relationships with these organizations and works with them on donating to the whole community. The Chamber represents the city at the Showcase of Cities and Towns each year. That usually ends somewhere around $5,000 for all the swag. We serve as liaisons to many regional and statewide organizations. Whether we're in Yuma, Flagstaff, Tempe, or Tucson, we are bragging on Safford's residents and leadership. Organizations we have built relationships include the Arizona Office of Tourism, the Arizona Commerce Authority, the Southern Arizona Sports, Tourism, and Film Authority, the Southern Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Eastern Arizona College Small Business Development Center, Sister Cities International, and the Arizona Governor's Office. We develop local leaders, as you saw with Tori's testimony there. We operate the destination management organization efforts. We provide support to City of Safford events. So these are events that are like the Harvest Festival and the Air Show. We provide staffing, point of sale systems, tents, tables, chairs, the United Way of Graham and Greenlee County's community stage, event barriers, the Freeport McMoran Chamber tent, and we provide over $20,000 in-kind sponsorship to city events. That's including the hours we put in, and then if you had to rent, all those things that we're able to provide. Excuse me. Next slide. We also support the City of Safford's marketing efforts. On the Chamber website, which sees 50,000 views annually, we display your city tour videos, recruitment brochure, community cleanup program flyer, and a link to the Safford Pool Facebook page. We also display city information on our highway marquee and flyers and brochures. We work with your staff to distribute press releases and other information via a partnership with RR Communications on their community calendar ads, which play on all 3 stations, 1,000 email subscribers, over 500 text message subscribers, and on our social media page, which has over 5,000 followers. We provide access to the Chamber audience, which is a value over $10,000. And that's not including the RR Communications community calendar ads. That's something the radio station provides. We also provided over $2,000 in graphic design for the Safford Air Show and the Safford Airport graphics using a local business vendor. That's Dylan McGoy's 5-Site Creative. He's awesome. He does a great job. Next slide. Now let's turn to why the city should continue investing in the Chamber. So I want to dial down what the city does in this contract. So there's the annual or the monthly payments at $160,000 for the full year. During the events, the police are involved, the streets, the sanitation, the manager's office, probably almost, I would say almost every department gets involved with events. Probably some that aren't, but it feels like everyone's out there. And it's about $10,000 that was last year's estimate for both events to do that. And I need to get some updated numbers from Mick because I think because we're growing, it's also growing. So thank you for the help in putting on those events. There's also the generous lease to the chamber building. So it's a 35-year lease, and we appreciate having inexpensive office space. The next slide, please. Oh, and that family in that picture is a family Korea that walked into the visitor center and had their first Mexican food ever in Safford. That was really cool. Okay, the return on your investment is a whole lot of communication. I've never over communicated so much in my life. We're always emailing, talking, texting, calling, informing people, and we know that that job's never done. We're always communicating, always educating. Business community morale. We walk up and down the street, go into businesses, talk to members, talk to future members. We always say future members or future members. We don't have any non-members. And sometimes we hear about things people are concerned about with the city. So we're able to be champions for you in rooms where you aren't. So we're able to say, hey, if you've got an issue, you should bring it up to this specific member of city staff. They're really helpful. They'll listen to you. Just get in there, chat with them. So we're able to really champion the city in those rooms.
Mr. Bryce,
Yes, sir.
is this big tire that shows in this slide, is this from one of the businesses out to the airport?
Yes, it is. Yep. Eric grabbed me for that grand opening they were doing, and we went and took pictures. It was awesome. So lots going on at the airport, too. Lots of good work.
We have an industrial complex out there we're trying to draw business to, and it's working pretty good.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. All right. As I said before, Safford Spring Festival presented by Sun Pumps and Nature Sweet Salsa Fest is something we do for the city as part of our contract. The Visitor and Community Center is also in the contract. We're open Friday and Saturday when some offices at the city aren't. And so we get to help them with questions that if they run into a city building and maybe saw it closed, they're able to come over to us. So we extend your office hours by 2 days. They also were a restroom for First Park on Friday and Saturday when those restrooms are closed. So we get to help out on Friday and Saturday. The next page, please. All right, above and beyond. So last week in leadership, we had our leadership day last week. We learned the phrase, it's not my fault, but it is my problem. We learned that sometimes something lands on your desk that's not part of any contract you've signed or any program of work you decided to have, but just because it's not something you started doesn't mean it's going to give you some work to do. And so that's what this stuff includes. So we host the nonprofits in a roundtable every month with the United Way, and we have a roundtable, and then we do a training to support continuous improvement of nonprofit leadership. We also hosted the Arizona Cattle Growers Association for the first time in 130 years, and that has way more to do with Suzanne Mingus than it does the chamber. She recruited the city as a location for their event, and they're going to be here again next year. They bring in about 300 people, and that we helped out, and we and the city helped out by putting a banner over Main Street to welcome them into town, talking to local retailers about putting a sign in their window saying, welcome to the cattle growers, and making people feel welcome, and hopefully getting them to bring out their credit cards and spend money locally. Another one was the 2025 Safford High School, or the Safford High All-School Reunion that happens every 10 years. Again, not something that we bring to the Valley, but something that happens that we coordinated with. We communicated really well with that committee and made sure that just because it's happening the same time as Salsa Fest weekend doesn't mean that there should be any conflict, and we can all work together. Also, with the city of Safford's help, we put a sign over Main Street welcoming all the Bulldogs home. which was really fun. We're going to put it up again for homecoming next year. The last one was the most work intensive, and that was the Rural Policy Forum. The Local First Arizona decided to host a Rural Policy Forum in the Gila Valley this year, and so we met with an ad hoc committee starting in January, and it included Eric Bejarano from the city, it included me, and it included Danny from the hospital, well, from the Graham Economic Partnership, and we had input from Mayor Jenny Howard, Mayor Jenny, and Vernon Batty. And we brainstormed 3 events that we could host while they were in town. We played host, and Local First Arizona brought their credit cards. So they spent a ton of money at for 3 different events that we did for those 350 attendees. And that was a lot of fun. That won't come around for another 10 or 12 years. I wanted to show a video, and Mo's got that for us. It has some faces you'll see, and then some faces around the state, just talking about the impact of having that kind of event in our community.
When we're trying to tell stories about rural America, it all starts in these local communities.
As rural community members, we all face similar challenges. So it's always really exciting to hear how other communities are addressing issues.
As I was at the forum, I realized the connection that the rural community has with one another is powerful and strong.
And when you look into the eyes of the people that come here, you can see their heart, you can see the little gears, you can see them connecting with people.
Just coming here to the Rural Policy Forum, we were able to solve a community need just by having a conversation with each other.
We dialogue with the people that attend here from all walks of life, including government and corporate America and the economics. So it gives me a baseline of information to carry into budget hearings and to writing our strategic action plan.
It's a problem-solving place. You come and you get to sit in at all of these roundtables. You get to find local, real solutions to the problems that you're experiencing in your small communities. I've had several people here that we know in Graham County that have said, "Oh my gosh, we met with Arizona Community Foundations and we're going to meet with them for grants." And it's just been really cool to see the collaboration and the efforts. And so that would be my sale, is that it's a problem-solving conference. You come in with your problems and they get solved. You make the connections, you build the community and the network to get it done.
So it's not just about an idea, it's about how a community similar to yours was able to overcome barriers to be able to see that come to fruition. And that's the piece I think that is super valuable.
This information and network and community is something that's going to go on for years and years and years. The relationships that you build will continue, and they'll thrive, and they'll only get better and deeper. And that impact is because the Rural Forum is established and continues.
The future of rural Arizona depends on communities' commitment to continue being community. There's so much division in our country right now, and there's always a small percent of bad actors. There really aren't that many, and that's not the part that really concerns me. What concerns me is the 80% of really good people who are willing to stand by and not do anything. So the future of rural Arizona is going to depend on our commitment to each other and to commitment to be communities outside of what is familiar to us.
We need people to keep showing up and keep believing in what's possible in these communities.
The future of rural Arizona depends on those who show up. And that's it.
Thank you, Mo. Sorry to make you guys juggle the casting. They're doing an awesome job. So for Rural Policy Forum, we introduced the organizers to all the local vendors they used. Local First Arizona is stronger than the chamber is, and we're getting better every day at buying local. They refuse to work with anyone who's not in the community, based in the community, or doesn't have an Arizona owner. And so it was fun to introduce them to local business owners here, and they used everything locally. In the next slide, it shows some of our shenanigans. On the right side is the chamber staff, and every time we had an opportunity to speak in front of the big group, we would say things like, "We're glad you're here, but we're more glad your wallet is here, and we're more glad that your credit card is here. Get down Main Street and start buying stuff." And we said it so often that we had people coming up to us and saying, "I did it. I went and bought something." So we were really glad they did that. And then I really love that banner on the left that shows the City of Safford, Town of Thatcher, Town of Pipa, and Graham County really stepped up to host this event for the whole county, for the whole community. And we had a great time doing that. And that's one of those things that just comes around that we're able to, with our connections and with the staff we have on staff. That was 2 times saying staff, but that's okay. We're able to do something like that because we're ready for whatever opportunity comes. So if you could go to the next slide. I know that there's community members that argue that the city should not be spending taxpayer money on a contract with the chamber. And I have 3 arguments that you can use to defend the contract. So first, the $160,000 provided to the chamber is the cost of having a visitor center and 2 events. You can say that. You can also say that the chamber contract is less than 0.2% of the city budget. We leverage your $160,000 as the foundation of our funding to bring in $250,000 more dollars. That's real dollars. For every dollar the city contracts with the chamber, we bring $1.56 for every dollar you bring. We are a good faith partner with the city. When things aren't going well, we address the issues. We talk to Mick Ruiz nearly every week on event business. We've developed an incredible relationship. Chambers around the state are jealous about the contract we have with the city, and city representatives wish that their chamber board and staff worked as hard as we do. A community is more than its infrastructure. A community includes the quality of life of its people and its neighbors. The chamber is a quality partner at a bargain price. Go to the next slide, please. All right, in 2026, I just wanted to mention a few things that are coming up. We are overhauling our cash flow procedures. Our accounts receiving procedures have been very relaxed since the pandemic. We were not very demanding of members during the pandemic to pay their dues. And because of that, a lot of bills are left outstanding. So, and because of that, it's led to a delay in paying our obligations to our vendors. So in 2026, we are going to be focused on overhauling our cash flow so that we can keep our commitments and be accountable to the vendors we have. We have a 400-page website coming. That's with the Graham Economic Partnership grant that we received, and I know you also fund them. So there's some other city money involved in that project. There's no chamber membership required for that project. It's all tourism. Anyone who's involved with welcoming guests into the valley is going to be included, and they're going to have their own landing page, and there's going to be a lot of measurement, and I'm really excited to see where that goes. We're working with Datafy and Razor Thin Media on that project. We have a renovation, we're developing a renovation plan for the chamber, so we have a better visitor center. And then the United States of America turns 250 next year. So the county just reached out and they want to do a really big 4th of July with some updates to what goes on at the fairgrounds. So we're really excited about that. The chamber's also turning 100 years old next year, and so is the Graham County Fair. It's a big year for centennial, bicentennial. I can't even say the 251, so I won't try. But it's the 250th year of the United States, and we're very excited about that. All right, that's my presentation. Do you have any questions?
Good job.
Just a comment, Vance, I continue to be extremely confident in saying that the money that we spend on the chamber is some of the best value of anything that we spend money on in our budget. And I appreciate your staff and your members and your board and all the contributions you make to the community.
Thank you. And I'll pass it on too. Thanks.
And I wanted to reemphasize, because you barely said it, the citizens of Safford help you with the building with a minimal rental cost. That's something else we do, and we help redo the roof after the hailstorm and different things like that,
That's
we
right.
contribute also.
Thanks to you. Thanks for putting that on your priorities.
Okay, we'll move on to item 8, new business. Did everybody have a chance to review the minutes of the November 10th, 2025 meeting? Any corrections?
Mayor, I move that we approve the minutes for November 10th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of November 10th, 2025. All in favor? Opposed? Carries. And we'll move on to item number 2, library exterior signage update.
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm just going to change my network here. Yes, good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a request for Mayor and Council. Per your request, we are bringing back this item for discussion and direction regarding updated exterior signage on the west and east sides of the library building. So our strategic goals are quality of life and library services. And the background is our signage is in need of updating to make the library more visible, including adding lighted lettering. And we have worked with Double T Signs to provide layout options. The signage on the west side of the building, which is on 8th Avenue, would be backlit, allowing it to be seen at night. And in your packet, there are 2 backlighting options, an illuminated wall cabinet and another that would light each letter individually. We also we would just update the smaller sign on the east side of the building, which is on 7th Avenue. And currently, there would be a 2-month lead time for the project. So we are requesting Mayor and Council to provide direction on the updated signage on the west and east sides of the library building. And in your council packets, we have a couple of just how they would lay. So depending on the length of the name of the library, how it would look. And if you look on page 44, that is an example of one that has a wall cabinet, so it's lit from the back. And then the one right, that's on the east side of the building. And then if you look on page 46, that would be if each individual letter was lit. So we would just like some direction to know what we need to do going forward.
Victoria, I only saw one quote in there. So that quote is for any of them, or?
That quote is for a longer name, so the 22,000. So actually, it would be less if we were to have less letters. So I asked them to give me the quote for the longest name, so that way we would know going under that would be less. So our budget for that is 40. Even if we were to go with a slightly longer name, we're projecting about 25,000.
And is that with the lighted letters or the entire?
That's the individual lighted letters. That is the most expensive.
Okay.
Correct.
Director Silva, I think the lettering and the signage on the library is in good shape now.
Okay.
I don't really think we need to change it out. I think the one we have up there, even though you said needs to be lit, we're really not open at night.
Right.
I think it'll serve its purpose for a few more years.
Very good.
I like the lighted option, the individual letters. I would need more time to consult to determine which of those options I like better, or which I would support probably is the better way to put it.
Are we able to table this so we can have more time to look this over?
Well, I don't look to table it. I look myself. The signs are in good shape.
Now, I do have one question, I'm sorry. I was told that if we remove Graham County Library from there, we would we could lose some grants that we get for the library. Has anyone looked into that to see if that was true?
Yes, so Mayor Ortega and Councilwoman Bratner, I have spoken to the state librarian regarding that, and I know that is a concern, and she has reiterated to me several times that would not affect funding. We still remain the county seat, so they still want to provide that resource to us, and some of that money, which is the library trust, actually goes to Pima, and that's part of the contract with the state. We provide it for countywide services, so that would not affect any type of funding.
But the county still is funding the library, correct?
Yes, it is yes, they provide $50,000 this year.
How much does the city provide?
It's probably about 800,000, and then the remaining is grants.
Well, I'd like to make a motion that we don't move on changing the signage this year, that we put it off because it's in good shape.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to leave the signage as is because it's in good shape. All in favor? Opposed?
So Mayor, at this point, do you want another work session on it? Do you need more detail? What is absent that,
I think more
because Councilwoman Brantner, you had said, you would like more time. I think you also, what should we bring back to provide additional information?
For me, Mayor, it's just a matter of which sign to go with. I like both lighted versions, and I like some signage on would it be the north side especially?
It would be the west and the east.
Right.
Yes.
So that's what I would need to, I'd like to come back with a little bit more information, not from Victoria, but from constituents on which name.
I'd like
So then,
more community.
I think we just voted unanimously, approved a motion that said leave it alone this year. It was good enough. And so I don't see us bringing it back this year at all, from what I understood of the motion.
Or to table that motion, right?
Mayor Ortega, the motion was to do no change, and that motion did fail for 3 to 4.
Do no change.
Okay.
Yeah, the motion to no change.
So is the motion now to table it?
Do we need a motion to table it?
We would need a motion to table it.
I'll motion that we table it.
And before there's a vote, I guess, usually when we table to a date. Is there another date that you would like it brought back at?
Maybe the first meeting in January, or second meeting in January, either one works.
Okay, and is there anything that we as staff need to do to prepare for that, or any additional information from a presentation standpoint?
Not for me, Mayor.
No, I'd like to, I would like it the second meeting in January because December's, pretty much gone. And that'd give us,
So then the motion would be to table until the second
Second
meeting in
meeting.
January.
would that work?
And then we would just bring back the same information because you're getting external input at that point?
Yes.
We currently have a motion to table it to the second meeting in January.
Yes. All in favor?
Well, we would need a second if there's.
I
been a mo-
seconded it.
Okay. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I don't think the public can see the votes be. If it's not unanimous, I think you need to report what the vote was.
Sure. The first motion was to no change to the library sign. That motion failed 3 to 4 with Councilman Hemphill and Mayor Ortega, Councilwoman Flores, and Councilman Arbizo opposing. The second motion is to table this item to the second meeting in January. This motion did pass 4 to 2 with Councilwoman Bratner and Vice Mayor Lopez opposing.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to item number 3. That's a Mesa Yard Sewer Extension Design.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a request for Mayor and Council to approve the
proposal for the Mesa Yard Sewer Extension Design Services from Westland Engineering in the amount of $83,277.00. The City of Safford Mesa Yard Office Complex currently utilizes septic systems for waste disposal. This project would include design to assist with transitioning the existing buildings onto city sewer to allow the city to capture the water and send to the city-owned treatment facility for reuse purposes. On average, this location uses roughly 410,000 gallons annually that could be reclaimed. This project would end near the south end of our property, which would allow future development south of town. This project was included and approved in the fiscal year 26 CIP process in the amount of $71,000 for engineering services. The city will approve the full amount proposed, knowing the design will not be final build until fiscal year 27, which will allow the correction and difference in the upcoming budget process. It's recommended to approve the proposal from Westland Engineering in the amount of $83,277.00 for the design services for the Mesa Yard Sewer Extension. And with that, I stand for any questions.
Morgan, I noticed in the packet that you provided also in there an invoice from Bowman, and I just wanted to understand, like, how does that play into it? Did we already pay that invoice? So we'll pay the new contract with Westland, and we've already paid the Bowman contract, so the two together, that will be the total?
So Mayor, Council Member, so the Bowman invoice in there was the cost for survey. We have not paid that. That would be, Westland would bid that out to them or have them do the survey for that project.
Okay.
So they would be a third party that would provide those services to Westland.
So it's included in the Westland?
Correct.
Thank you.
Could you clarify, Morgan? You said the city will approve the full amount proposed, knowing that the design will not be final build. So is that saying that when the final bill comes in, it could be a lot higher, or are we just approving the 83,000?
So Mayor, council members, so you would just be approving the 83,000. So in the council communication, I did allude to the $71,000 being budgeted this year for that design services. What we did with this project is we estimated the cost of construction, and typically 10% of cost of construction is for design purposes. So that did fall short. So however, this would allow us to move forward, and they would not final bill the remaining amount over that $71,000 until the fiscal year 27, which would allow us to correct that in this upcoming budget. You would see that.
Mayor, I move that we approve the Main Street Water Main Renewal Design to Westland Engineering.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the Mesa Yard Sewer Extension Design. All in favor? Opposed? Carries.
Thank you.
We'll move
Mayor,
on
real
to
quick,
item.
we're having some technical issues with our attorney being able to see the vote, so I'll just be reading the vote.
Okay.
This passed unanimously for approving the Mesa Yard Sewer Extension Design. Thank you.
Then we'll move on to item number 5, Main Street Water Main Renewal Design.
This is a request for mayor and council to approve the proposal for the Main Street Water Main Renewal Design Services from Westland Engineering in the amount of $76,500.00. The city of Safford currently has a 6-inch 1930s cast iron main that travels in alleyways and behind businesses located on Main Street from 7th Avenue to Central. These design services would assist with the design to replace this aged infrastructure proactively and ADQ approval to construct. By replacing this infrastructure will allow the city to avoid costly damages before failure of the existing main. This project was included and approved in the fiscal year 26 CIP process in the amount of $50,000 for engineering services. The city will approve the full amount proposed, knowing that the design will not be final build until fiscal year 27, which would allow for correcting the difference in the upcoming budget process. It is recommended to approve the proposal for Westland from Westland Engineering in the amount of $76,500.00 for the design services for the Main Street Water Main Renewal Design. With that, I stand for any questions.
When you say this is on Main Street, you talking about in the alley?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, yes, this main is located north of Main Street, and it travels in the alleyways between the Kempton's used car lot and those businesses, and it goes all the way from 7th to Central.
And this is a project you've been trying to tackle for some years.
So this is a project that's been in the CIP. There's several different reasons why it has not been done. We were considering on doing it in-house, and that was when we were short-staffed. This area is very congested with utilities, and just the alleyways are very narrow. We feel it would be best to contract that out and just get it done. So this would be part of that, the first stage.
And the electrical department just a year and a half ago updated the electrical system through there. So now we're tacking another project and you're ready to go.
After this design, we'll be ready to hit the streets and put it out for bid.
Thank you, sir.
Morgan, at any point, will this affect those businesses? And do you have a plan to work with them in case it does affect them?
Mayor and council members, yes, this project would impact them, and it would be the responsibility of the contractor to work with those businesses. There will be an outage at some point. They have to transfer the old services to the new main, so there will be a temporary shutdown. But again, through that construction process, we'll work and notify the businesses, make sure if there's anything we can do to help with assisting them with their business, then we can do that.
Mayor, I move that we approve Main Street Water Main Renewal Design to Westland Engineering.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve Main Street Water Main Renewal Design. All in favor? Opposed?
And we're good. I don't need to read them off or fix the technical issues, so we're good. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll move on to the resolution, items number 9. Resolution number 1, Resolution R25-032, establishing explicit plan review fees to expedite plan view fees.
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a request for the Mayor and City Council to adopt Resolution 25-032, establishing expedited plan reviews as allowed in ARS 9-500.49-4. Strategic goals are growth and development. Background, a City Council work session was held on September 8th, 2025 to discuss the changes the legislature made with House Bill 2447. Direction was given by the council to include the recommendations by staff for expedited plan review fees. The recommendation for the expedited plan fee was included in the September 22nd, 2025 and October 13th, 2025 City Council packets as part of the code updates in Ordinance 25-009. Analysis, the city clerk posted the notice of intent to adopt fees on October 9th, 2025. The expedited plan review fee will be 1/2 of the current building permit fee, which is based on the value of the project. No communication has been received by staff from the public regarding these changes. Recommendation, based on the information provided in the work session held on September 8th, 2025, staff requests adoption of R25-032. Your attachments are the resolution, the exhibit of the public notification, and the state law. With that, I will stand for questions.
Amy, how do these fees compare with some of the other areas here in town?
Yes, Mayor Ortega, Councilwoman Brantner. These won't apply to every project, and so in that way, we've been working with the other building inspectors in the local jurisdictions. This would generally only be used for a large commercial project. For instance, the hospital pharmacy might have benefited from this because they had some issues that slowed down their project on the engineering side. And so this won't, if you just come in and get a building permit for a new house, this is the same across the county-wide. This is just to provide extra service if we do get a large commercial project. And it's not required at all. It's optional if they would like to pay that fee.
action item.
Mayor, I move that we approve Resolution R25-032.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve Resolution R25-032. All in favor? Opposed?
This approves resolution number R25-032, a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of Safford, Graham County, Arizona, adopting a change to the city of Safford rates and fee schedule.
Thank you. Then item number 2, Resolution R25-037, staff promotions and transfers policy revision.
Mayor?
Evening.
I'd like to move that several of these resolutions we have coming up can wait for another time. I don't think there's an emergency on them. I'd like to see about tabling them or whatever wording we need to have. And there's several of them I would like to see about tabling and moving to another time, however we come up with. And it would be 9.2, 9.3, 9.4, and ordinance 10.1.
I would second that. Not that that's the formal motion. No, it needs, if it
I
needs to be
word it as a-
rewarded. Yeah.
If you need a motion
That's the motion.
as it was said.
Mayor, I would ask Bill if we need an individual motion on each item or if that suffices to name them off on.
It depends if indeed, now, can you hear me? I'm watching on
Yes.
YouTube. Can you hear me though?
Yes.
On YouTube? Okay, thanks. I'm not used to this technology. It depends. If we're certain that every counselor agrees, but we don't know that. That's why I think you should do it one by one.
Individual, yes.
So that individual counselors can make independent decision on each item.
And you want to go one by one?
Yeah, so we would go one by one and whoever would like to make a motion to table, and then we'll take a vote on each one.
We're currently on 9.2.
Yes, sir.
I move that we table resolution R25-037 for a specified time to come next January when we talk about the next thing.
Does it matter whichever meeting or the second? You
No,
want the same
where
as the
it's-
other one?
Where it's convenient to put on the agenda,
Okay.
where we have some time.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to table Resolution R25-37. All in favor?
Thank you.
Now, Mayor, I'd like to move resolutions R25-038 be tabled to the same time frame.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to table Resolution R25-038. All in favor?
Thank you.
Now, Mayor, I'd like to motion that resolution R25-039 also be tabled under the same time frame.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to table Resolution R25-038. All in favor?
Thank you.
So now we're on R25, we get to hear that one. I mean,
Our 9.5.
935, yes. Because ordinance, we'll have to do that separately.
After,
Okay.
yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Take it from there, Mayor. All right, Mayor, Council, this is Troy Bingham, your Finance Director. This is a request for Mayor and Council to approve Resolution R25-043, updating the City of Safford's net metering policy. This is a discussion that came up during our rate study and during the rate study approval that happened in October. As part of that, the rate study had no effect. Some of the things we talked about during that rate study had no effect with the rate change, so we're trying to clarify that with this policy. This policy has been changed many a time. I give you the history, going back, I guess, general history of net metering policies in the United States. They started back in the 1970s. There was slow adoption in the 1980s due to the cost of solar panels was astronomical. So there's very few people wanting net metering policies because they couldn't afford it. But in the 1990s, City of Safford had its first residents and businesses actually go solar, and they worked on an ad hoc basis. We didn't have a policy back then. So in the 90s, they were just working with the electric department to come up with their own fee structure. We didn't create our first net metering policy until 2011. And in that metering policy, there was different wording on how we would accumulate credits or not accumulate credits. We also changed that policy in 2018 and allowed for carryover of credits. That policy change happened on March 26, 2018. And that's the current policy that you see in the redlined version of the resolution. So with that in mind, on October 27, 2025 council meeting, one of the key talking points of the solar excess generation credit was cash payments for the solar credits annually on June 30th, including credits earned under the old solar excess generation rates. So in order to accomplish that, we need to change this policy because the current policy from 2018 did not allow for cash payments. So if we are wanting to do that, this new policy redlined, we took it to our attorney, Osborne Melodone, as our electric attorney, and they went through, looked at other net metering policies in the state, and kind of clarified the language. But the key point is in the net metering general provisions, we added on June 30th, the very second paragraph at the very end, on June 30th, each year, the city of Safford will pay out in cash any credits remaining in customer accounts. So by adding that language, it now allows us to do those cash payments that we contemplated during the rate study. The other changes are just clarification. We want to make sure that people don't view this as a contract. Again, this is a policy that can change, and wording for that would be implementation of the net metering program is subject to change at any time in accordance with any alteration of the City of Safford net metering policy. It has come to my attention as I've reread this resolution. I missed, you'll see in the second paragraph that we were referring to before, there's a yellow inserted in there. I meant to remove that language and replace it with the same language that's in the first paragraph at the current rate approved by resolution of the mayor and council. Because so no matter what, we don't want this policy to necessarily change every time we change the rate. I don't want to embed the rate inside the policy. So we just want to put that general language. So if we do make a motion to pass this resolution as I'm asking tonight, that we include that alteration of that language and adding that at the current rate of the approved by resolution of the mayor and council, allowing the rate study to take full effect over and above this policy. This is a housekeeping item. And then other things are just general clerical changes that we have in the policy. With that in mind, I turn the time back over to mayor and council for any questions.
No.
I have questions, I'm sorry. Is there a reason why we're limiting it to the 125? Because like when we did the addition to my home, I bought a huge AC unit because I knew that we were going to be building on. So is it 125% of what their home is now? Or would they have to say, hey, I'm going to be adding on, or are they just going to have to go and repay to add more?
So as I understand it and talking to our electric department, that is at your current status of your home. So with your home with that excess refrigeration that you've put on, that we could go 125% of that extent. We want to limit that because we don't want customers to become generators for us. We're able to buy solar power on the market for much cheaper than what the customers are actually charging us. So we want to limit it to 125% of what you currently have so you're not becoming a generator for us. The whole point of the program is not for you to start generating power for the city. It's to cover your own costs and then whatever excess we allow you to carry from month to month. So we didn't want to turn it into a bigger ordeal. That policy has always been in this, that wording has always been in the policy since 2011. I don't believe it was enforced in the early parts of the policy. So we do have some customers that generate a lot. And those customers we appreciate, but again, we do get power cheaper from our actual facilities that generate megawatts of power, not kilowatts of power. So.
And my second question is, it talks about the customer. Is that the homeowner or can that be the renter of the address?
So we included specific language in that. So it's paragraph 3, participation in the net metering program is limited to the customer generator who owns the property or lives at the property or at the time of the application to enroll in the net metering program. So we wanted to make sure as solar panels degrade, if customers don't want to be part of the net metering policy because their solar panels are not performing for them, they don't have to join this. So it's if you live at the home and you want to join it, if you own the home and you want to join it, you can do that. So we didn't want to, that's one of the things that our electric attorney brought from around Arizona is panels are starting to degrade, and it's becoming a liability to customers more than a benefit. So some people don't want to be forced into having the net metering policy if they don't want to join. So they would just not implement that solar ability onto the grid, and they would just continue on as a normal electric customer. So yes, we tried to cover that specific scenario that you can get out if you don't want to be. It's if you choose, if you live there, or if you own the property, you can choose to be part of this.
Anybody else? An action item.
Mayor, I move we approve Resolution R 2050-043, updating the City of Safford's net metering policy with the alterations that Mr. Bingham suggested where it said insert.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve resolution R 25-043 with the corrections as stated. All in favor?
This approves Resolution R 25-043, a resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of Safford, Graham County, Arizona, for the approval of a policy on net metering.
Thank you. Then we'll go ahead and move on to item number 10, ordinances. Ordinance number 026-001. It's an amendment to the City Code Title II, Chapter 2.20, Section 2.20.060, in the compensation, and it's the first read.
Mayor, I move that we table this to a future date.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to table ordinance number 026-001. All in favor? And we'll move on to item number 11, a report on operational items.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This operational item is to provide the Mayor and Council with an update regarding the upcoming increase to health savings account contribution limits effective January 2026. A little bit of background. In 2023, the City Council approved an HSA policy that reflects the City of Safford's commitment to adjusting the employer-paid HSA contribution match in alignment with annual increases set by the IRS. This policy allows the city to gradually enhance its contribution levels, ensuring the benefit remains competitive and relevant to employees' health and retirement planning needs. Maintaining up-to-date employer match not only supports employee financial wellness, but also incentivizes enrollment in the high-deductible health plan. This plan offers lower monthly premiums compared to the EPO plan, resulting in cost savings for the city while still providing quality health coverage. The IRS HSA increase is for the single plan $4,300 to $4,400, and for the family plan $8,550 to $8,750. The original HSA budget was based on an estimated 64 employees enrolling. As of now, there are 59 employees actively enrolled. With the upcoming increase to the IRS annual contribution limits and the corresponding employer match, the city is projected to realize a cost savings. The total amount budgeted for HSA contributions was $219,000, while the anticipated actual cost is estimated at $209,000. Does the council have any questions regarding this update?
This is a real good plan for our employees. I'm hoping HR will make a big effort to educate the employees on this, and especially the newer couples, because this can be beneficial to them.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, yes, I agree. We do review it in new hire orientation and really emphasize the benefits. So aside from our budget cost savings, we are, with the number of enrollees, choosing the high deductible plan over the EPOs, and with us still doing the max match on the employer side, we're saving about $30,000 a year. So
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
Thank you, Danielle. Number 2, CIP update. Jace?
All right.
I think he's going to restart the system,
Okay.
so just give him a bit.
You
All right. I'll go ahead and try.
wing
Good,
it.
good evening, Mayor and Council. Jace Elkins, your city engineer. I just wanted to briefly update you on our capital improvement plan, what's going on in the city. This is something I want to do quarterly just to keep you guys updated, answer any questions you might have. So first off, projects we have in construction right now. Right now, we are working on the Owens Family Park. This is off of El Paso Park Boulevard and El Paso Boulevard and 14th Avenue. So this project's made a lot of progress in the past year. This project features a shaded playground with a poured-in-place rubber play surface, a basketball court, turf lawn areas, a couple ramadas. It'll have some fenced dog areas that'll be separated for small and large dogs, bathroom facilities, and we recently, last week, just finished our parking lot and paved street. We anticipate this will be done late January, so next month. I'll just sit down.
Jace, while we're waiting,
Yeah.
I've been asked by several community
Absolutely.
members, the last park that was in that same place was destroyed. Do we plan to have any security cameras or anything on that?
Mayor, Councilwoman Brenner, yeah, we as something we do now at all of our parks is we put up security cameras, and this one will have lighting as well, so it will be lit and there will be cameras.
Thank you.
Next, we have the Hollywood Road improvements. So this kicked off a couple months ago. So this project will feature a new sewer main, a new water main, a new 2-inch gas main, and then we will redo the street with a new sidewalk, curb and gutter on the western end of Hollywood Road, and then we've already taken out the box culvert there at Stockton Wash, and we'll replace it with a larger, wider box culvert. It'll have new drainage infrastructure and new irrigation infrastructure. So this is a much-needed project, and we're very happy to see this moving. The sewer should be done in a couple weeks, and then they'll start on the water line and then the road after that. So we anticipate this to be completed in July of 2026. And if you have any questions at any time, feel free to ask on any of these.
Sir, has ADOT helped with any added safety to merge onto the highway from there?
Mayor, Council Member Lopez, no, we haven't had any coordination with ADOT other than a right-of-way permit, but there's no
added safety consideration.
Next up, we have the sewer extension for Mayor Jason Kelsey Park. This project was completed last month, and we extended our sewer line to the south about 2,738 feet. This will run through our new park, and it terminates now on Discovery Park Boulevard. This will allow us to not only serve the new park, but we also put out some stub outs for adjacent lots there, and then for future extension to the MIOC, which Morgan covered earlier, and then also if if we wanted to go further south. So for the water department is currently working on a covered pipe storage area. This is 25 by 100-foot three-sided metal awning just to protect our material from the sun. We just started this week on this, and this will be a short project to be done next month. Crosco well, that one's been going on for quite some time. Our water department's finishing up the plumbing from the well to the treatment site. Now they're about complete, and then we will go out for bid or do a job order contract to complete the electrical on that. So looking to wrap that one up in summer next year. A few others. These are upcoming. Airport commercial hangar. This is the one for PHI. We're just wrapping up the final. Well, we're working on the final design for this. Golf course wedding venue utilities. So this is to bring out water and electric to the wedding area. And then we also will put a septic system out there for that. And that will be done, well, the water and the electric will be done in-house. The septic we'll have to hire out. Golf course driving range facility. We are waiting the slab design from the vendor on that. Once we get that, we'll bid that out to a local contractor, support that slab, and then the vendor will come back and install their equipment and their infrastructure on that. Septic receiving, we purchased the equipment from the vendor on that one, and now we are working on a bid with a contractor to get that installed. That should be wrapped up, I think, by the summer. Mayor Jason Couts Park Phase 2. We solicited that for bids 3 to 4 weeks ago. So that is currently being bidded right now. We will award that bid. We'll get the bids back early February and award it in mid-February. So look for that to start construction spring of 2026, if all goes well. East Lebanon water main. Bid documents are being reviewed by USDA right now. So once we get those back, we'll go out to bid and get that project going. Airport water. This project is, we have completed plans, so we are looking at doing a job order contract for this and hire someone to come out, and it's, like I said, it's ready to go. We just need to get a contractor on board, and that'll start the spring of 2026. And then 26th Avenue Street Extension. This will get us across Graveyard Wash. This project's being designed by EPS Group, and they plan on being done with that in June of 2026. Sanchez Road Water, currently in design with Westland Engineering. Hoping this will be done June of 2026, but this is a very large project, so it could take a little longer. Airport Business Park infrastructure. This is putting in some concrete aprons out at the business park and a small parking lot. This will have to take place after our water line goes in, so we're looking at summer of next year. And then the 14th Avenue pavement rehab. So this is doing what we did previously this year on 14th Avenue, resurfacing the road, but this will go from the highway up just past 8th Street. City entrance monuments. So we're working with Kimley Horn right now on some design concepts for that. Once we get those back, we'll put that out, find a contractor to construct those. 10th Avenue retention. We're doing this design in-house, our engineering staff. We plan on going out for bid for this in summer 2026. And our AC transmission renewal. This is basically replacing the old AC line with a new line. And then we will do that design in-house. We're working on that. And then our water department will install that when it's ready. Airport terminal and access road and hangar infrastructure. This has been contracted out for design by Dibble Corp. And they plan on being completed in June of 2026. That's all I have for you right now. If you have any questions, happy to answer them.
Exciting progress.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Got a pile going.
Never ending.
Thank you. Then we'll move on to item 3.
Mayor, I would like to see if, and request if Director Silva mind that we move this to another time also. This,
Second.
her presentation. I don't know if she minds, I don't know if you all mind.
Are you making a motion, Vice Mayor?
Yes, making a motion.
We have a motion to table this item? You have a second?
We have a motion second to table the Discover Open Planets presentation. All in favor? Opposed? And we'll go ahead and move on to item number 12, announcement of current events.
Mayor, real quick, I do have an announcement of current events, and maybe Councilwoman Flores can speak to this a little bit more. She recently attended the BFW dinner, and she accepted a plaque on behalf of the council. It is a very beautiful plaque and in a beautiful frame that I did not want to risk breaking it, bring it here. So me and Jessica had to kind of take a picture without getting our glare in it. You should have seen us. It was funny. But that is the plaque that was received by the VFW to the City of Safford City Council, and thanking them. Councilwoman Flores, if you have anything else to add to it.
Nope, they just wanted to thank council for the donation that we gave them last year, and they had a great evening. They actually gave out scholarships that night, and some of the students got to speak, and they did amazing. I wish all of us could have been there. It was really amazing. So, but they were very thankful.
It's a very big frame. If you guys want to come by, we'll have it at the city clerk's office, but I just didn't want to risk breaking it since it's so nicely put together.
I want to remind everybody that the give machines will be here in town. They'll be set up on the corner. We're very excited about this. We gather lots of money for some of our local 401(c)(3)s. I can't remember how much, over 40,000 I think was handed out last year. Ask everybody to participate. I'm sure the chamber will be having things on that. The city will have something on our site. I'm excited about this again. We were only supposed to get it once, and I believe this is our fourth time. And looking good. Invite everyone out. Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor, one more, sorry. Just a reminder to the community, the Safford Police Department does have their angel tree still up. They have only 10 days left, and there's still so many tickets left on the tree. So if you get a chance, swing by the Safford Police Department, and hopefully our community can come together and give a good Christmas to these kids this year. And again, the tree is at the Safford Police Department.
Thank you. Then we'll move on to number 13, requests for future agenda items.
Mayor, I'd like to see about moving 13 to maybe like 17.5 in case we need agenda items asked for after that.
Second.
So we have a motion to move the request for future agenda items at number 13 after item 17 if we need it. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Then we'll close the regular meeting.
You'll need a vote to go into executive
Need a
session.
motion and a vote.
Mayor, I move. Mayor, I
And
move
convene into executive session.
Yes, I make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to close the regular meeting and convene into an executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Take 5, Mayor, or go right in?
Can we take 5, please?
We'll take 5.
Thank you.
Bill there now? Is Bill up? Is he there now?
Bill, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. We're back in regular session.
Okay, then we're gonna close the executive session and reconvene into our regular meeting. Item 17.
Mayor, I move that the city council terminate the employee of the city manager effective immediately without cause in accordance with the terms of the city manager's employment agreement and direct the city attorney and human resources director to take all necessary steps to implement this action and ensure an orderly transition. I further move that the council appoint Eric Bejarano, assistant city manager, to serve as interim city manager effective immediately until the council completes a recruitment and appointment process for a permanent city manager.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for what was stated by Councilwoman Dusty. All in favor?
We want to have discussion? There's a discussion period between the two?
If you want.
I just wanted to point out that while I'm very sensitive to the issues that were discussed, which we obviously can't share here, I'm also pretty troubled by the process that we just went through, and that's going to impact my vote.
Anybody else?
Nope.
Okay, then we're gonna vote on Dusty's motion. All in favor? Roll call?
Bill, would you like a roll call on this?
Yes, I think we should do a roll call.
Thank you. Mayor Ortega, we'll start with you. Are you in favor or oppose?
Opposed.
Vice Mayor Lopez?
In favor?
Councilman McGoy?
Opposed?
Councilwoman Bratner?
In favor?
Councilman Hemphill?
Opposed?
Councilwoman Flores?
In favor.
Councilman Arbizo?
In favor.
This passes the motion with a vote of 4-3, with Councilman Hemphill opposing, Mayor Ortega opposing, and Councilman C. McGoy opposing. Thank you.
So we're done.
This would go for an adjournment afterwards.
Mayor, I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor?